Welcome to the Super Facts Show on the Super Facts Network. Featuring St. Laz, who also hosts the popular web series Gem Pop and music journalist Mark Walter Ward. They have discussions about hip hop, culture, society, philosophy, and everything else. Now available on YouTube and wherever else you get your podcasts. What up, world? It's your boy Mark Walter Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. Tonight we got with us Dwen Curry, uh, successful in many different ventures in this world. Currently, has probably what I'll consider to be the best episode of the current BET American Gangster Trap Stars. I believe it's episode 3, but I think they be moving them around or something. But be that as it may, how you doing?
It is. You're right. You are absolutely correct. So it is episode 3, and it is season 2. And thank you so much for that. You know, I'm humbled for anyone that appreciates the story. The only thing I could do was just tell the truth.
Hey, well, my peoples used to tell me, tell the truth, shame the devil. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And shit, ain't no judgments here. I've been down the road and all that good shit. And to be real with you, I'm sure, you know, I watched some of your interviews and everything, and it seemed like a lot of that shit want to focus on the lowlights, but I find a lot of the things you did to be incredibly impressive. And I'd like to talk about a lot of that. And I ain't gonna lie, it's just so many facets that's interesting. So this ain't gonna be much like an interview. It's gonna be more like a conversation. I might be all over the place with it.
No, I'm good with it. I mean, you know, I just pretty much I allow things to organically happen. So, you know, you could just go ahead and you go ahead. Only thing I say is to ask me no questions. I tell you no lies. And then that goes back to why I sit up there and lie when the truth will do, because it's so hard to go back and remember the lie. Why you want to lie? The only time you lie is when you're trying to save your life in front of them people. You understand what I'm saying? But brother to brother, you don't never rob from the brother man. It should always be the other man. But I'm not condoning that. I'm saying.
But I mean, you know, it ain't just about details and sensationalism of your story. Like, I feel like you got some wisdom to offer. Like, you know, first off, Rip, you know, my wife watched the episode with me and she commented on how good your skin looks, and she wants to know if you have any recommendations for a skincare routine.
I mean, tell her thank you, but you know, we're all very, you know, we're our worst critics. And so, you know, it's a lot of things that I could see that needs to be. But, you know, when someone gives you a compliment like that, then you say thank you. And, you know, there's there's this one dermatologist that I go with. And when I deal with her, then she takes care of me.
All right. And then, you know, just so you have a frame of reference, I grew up in a majority Black neighborhood where people went to a lot of church in the crack era. So as I'm sure you saw in Detroit, people weren't the most progressive when it came to diversity. And you know, me myself, I can say, you know, I don't know if it's to my credit because it's kind of like that Chris Rock shit, you know, you're supposed to take care of your kids, but I never participated in hatred towards any group. But I have 3 children, and one of my children is expressing, you know, that they might be, I don't even want to be saying the wrong words, but that they might not be straight. And you know, even before this came up, I always taught all from day one, never hate anybody, never judge anybody by what they are. If you start stereotyping, you're gonna make mistakes. It's gonna, you know, cause you to fuck shit up, judge people for their merits. But I want to know, because you know, you will be particularly familiar with the type of community I come to, you know, with the Christianity at the Baptist churches and everything. And what could you give me some advice as a parent how I should handle this?
I can say for me, when the era in which I grew up in was really, it was different. I'm not gonna say it was difficult because I didn't have really too much of a struggle. The majority of the people, they thought I was funny. You know, everything was funny, but they understood what was going on, but nobody spoke on it. And so a lot of that just kind of like, you confused because you don't really have, who am I turning to? Luckily, I had an older friend of mine whom I call my gay mother. Now, he doesn't, he's not transgender or anything like that, but he is very much so a butch queen, where if you saw him, then you would never know. But he guided me in the direction that I needed to go in, because it's really confusing when you are trying to come out and you have so many people that are dismissive and they have all these different negative connotations of the lifestyle. And it's not fair. People will sit up inside of their home and they'll be saying, oh, this fag, this punk, this, that, and the other, but you are not even familiarized how it may affect the child, because they did it a lot when I was growing up. And every time they did it, it made my stomach hurt. I felt like I wanted to throw up. You know what I'm saying? Because it made me feel like I was doing something wrong.
Right.
Why would I sit up there and go into a relationship with a woman when I already know it's not right? And then
so you're like always in turmoil, no matter what, even if you're having a quote unquote good day.
Well, my whole thing is that I had to learn how to love myself and accept what was going on, and we don't necessarily like it. A lot of people, they just figure, oh, okay, they just chose to be that way. No, that's not true, because you go through a whole psychological issue in reference coming out, and it's just so not, it doesn't feel good, especially when you don't have support, and we don't choose this. Who wants to choose to walk around and get ridiculed every day, get stared at every day? Me now, I just miss a lot of stuff. And then, I've gotten to the point where, if they see me, then why does it necessarily have to be something negative that they're thinking? It could be very much so something positive. Like I had thought something negative at one particular.
Well, I mean, look at that gear you was wearing. Like you might have been like feeling like people is looking at you, being judgmental, when in reality you just got the flyest fit in the whole motherfucking building. Because I had some thoughts about that personally for myself. I used to wear attention drawing clothing and then be on some like, what the fuck are you looking at type shit. So like, what the fuck is wrong with me? You know what I mean?
That's why you shouldn't have. Oh yeah, that's better, isn't it? Is that better to do you like that? They told me about that. Is it a glare?
A little bit on the top.
Dang. Damn, it's the I don't want you to be glared out. What it is, it's the light. That's not good, is it? You want to turn it back?
Yeah, it was probably better the other way.
Okay, all right. That's better.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay. Yeah, but it's like everything is about support, and then pretty much your child. Your child, and this is not anything that we choose. This is not. Why can I not have a wife and kids and a picket fence or something like that? Who wants to go out into the world and have to deal with all that? But at some point in time, you have to come to grips with who you are, and then once you do, then you just kind of like embrace yourself.
You know, to that point, in your episode, you said at one point you realized that you weren't a gay man and you wanted to transition. And
Mhm.
what brought you to that realization?
Um, when you look in the clip, um, it's so funny because right after like that particular, not right after that particular clip, but that year where I believe we're at the pool and it was hot as hell. And then they also show me and my mother inside of the house, and I'm like, "Mommy got a Benz, I got a Benz, you know, she got a mortgage, I got to pay her, you know, I got to pay her more." Then I just felt like I needed to break certain things down because I wanted to feel more softer. Because when you break down the hormones and everything, then it gives you a whole different look and a whole different glow. And, you know, that's what it looks like now because, well, and then on top of me taking care of myself, it's just not about the hormones and stuff, but you have to know how to take care of yourself. And, you know, once you sit up there and you take the hormone regimen because you're trying to get rid of the testosterone,
Right.
then, you know, I mean, you're getting rid of the testosterone and then you're pumping more estrogen. So that's what makes me transgender because it ends up to where I'm taking a hormone regimen that makes me more feminine. It doesn't mean I want to go and get a vaginal shaft. It doesn't mean that I'm getting ready to put on stilettos because Lord knows my feet would hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I just am who I am, but I'm very secure and I'm extremely comfortable in reference to who I am.
I
You
mean,
know,
I don't think anything ever mean anything. Like, I mean, what that sound vague, but how you said this doesn't mean that and this doesn't mean that, like, just because you're part of any type of group, I don't think that any behavior or practice should be assumed.
I mean, that's how you think, but that's not how everyone else thinks.
No.
It's extremely different. You know, sometimes it's just so foreign that it's extremely hard to articulate.
I mean, it
You know,
seems like people want to judge things they don't understand, and I think it's better to like let's understand, like in all issues of divisiveness, let's understand.
yeah. I mean, and I would agree.
Um, and then you know, since I mean, you were incredibly honest about things, and you know, when you were overcoming addiction, and you said you had I found it very profound how you phrased it that you had to stand in your truth first, and you were getting high because you weren't, and your uncle Leo told you were getting high because you're getting so high because you weren't standing in your truth. So like, if that's someone's problem, how do they what does it look like to stand in your truth?
Um, or what does it feel like?
Well, like how do you go about doing it? Or like how do you even find your truth? Like you just knew it inherently, it was inside of you.
I know that, like for instance, when I came from Detroit and I went to Oakland, and I was extremely far gone, just like you said. And I had an uncle, you know, which is Uncle Leon, and you so cute because you said Uncle Leo,
I'm
but
sorry.
he would no, but he would love that though, you know, because he was goofy and whatnot. But he ended up taking me in, and I'll never forget when I got to Oakland, and my mom had sent me on a Greyhound bus, and that was the longest
I,
ride.
I've been on main grounds. Yeah, that must have took forever.
It
Some
was,
some days, right?
it did. It was crazy, and I had fucked up so bad. And my uncle, you know, he picked me up at the Greyhound station. He said, if you drink something and you smoke something or whatever, if you smoke anything besides cigarettes, he said, I'm gonna take your ass, drop you off, get you a shopping cart, and you're gonna put all your shit in there. I couldn't imagine myself like pushing all my fashions down
right.
San Pablo in Oakland. So, you know, and I just kept praying, oh my God, it's gotta get right. It's gotta get right. It's gotta get right. You know, how do you do it? And he is the one who brought the truth to me. You know, when he told me that he would stand by me no matter what, that is what protected me. That was my security blanket. I felt safe because the last thing we want is rejection.
Right.
Because we being rejected by everybody else. There's so much going on that you don't even know what's going on. You know, like my mother didn't know a lot of stuff that was going on with me because it's like as a child, you just kind of like learn how to handle stuff. But we don't necessarily tell you that that's what's going on.
Hey, to that point though, you know, like I said, me and my wife was watching the episode, and it's not really a bet, but speaking of handling stuff, I bet you got some hands. Like you know how to fight, don't you?
Well, you see that motherfucker got the daylights knocked out of him with that skate.
That and then I liked how you said people don't like to get beat up by gay people. When I was growing up on the other side of my neighborhood, it was split in half by a highway. There was a gay young man who was quite nice with the hands, and when nobody say shit. Well, somebody said shit to him a few times, but they stopped saying shit to him after that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know, we can keep talking.
I know I'm terrible. I'm trying to get it together because
shit, you and me both. I'm 43, and that's about how long I've been trying to get it together.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I don't know what happened. I think that is. Oh, okay, that was my manager. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay, and you know, it's gonna be an audio pod too. So if your screen goes blank, we can still keep talking. So I got a few quick questions with you. When you know, when Homeboy said that y'all had like you was the original gay gangster, and y'all had like a little team, and you had people in the phone company, yada yada, and you know, without snitching or nothing like that. How does one get somebody in the bank down on the team? Like that seems like a power move.
You know what? It's really not so much of getting them on the team. People generally, depending on the direction that they're going in their life, then they gravitate towards money. And so I always gravitated towards money. And fortunately, I just had like a little crew that just they gravitated towards me. They were younger than me, but they were feisty, and a lot of them was running around, and they didn't really have no direction. But what I did was, you know, I looked out for them. You know, I made sure that they was good, and they never asked me for money because I showed them how to get money. But they was move with it. You know, what I was doing, what didn't even have nothing to do. What they was doing, they was just like, I said, oh, y'all on niggas is going hard. They was going hard, you know, but they was smart in how they did it because everything was kept inside. And I was adamant about everything being inside. You know, you just do not break off from the clique. You don't do that. So they were loyal and they still are. Especially my little son, Yosef, he a beast.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so.
shit, loyalty is a beautiful thing. You know, another part in the show, it said that the Oakland PD was off you, so you was free to ball, and then like cut to you like going shopping and shit. But I mean, like, did you know that, and how would you know that? Like somebody would just say, "Oh yeah, they're not looking into you anymore."
Okay, so this is the thing, right? This the thing. The gentleman that's speaking, which is Tony, he tried to get me for so long, and he couldn't get me. And the reason why he couldn't get me, because he thought I was selling dope.
Right.
And I was always discreet about everything that I did. You know, his numbers and everything is wrong. I was not charging no $600 for no damn Tahiti, because if anybody was going to Tahiti, then you best believe they was paying $1,500 a piece because they was flying first class. So I had those type of clients. So, I mean, that's neither here nor there, but he tried to get me so bad, but he didn't even know what I was doing. They thought I was selling dope.
So he just didn't like you as a person.
Do you know all that footage, right, that you see on the screen where I'm walking across the street, I'm inside of the salon, I'm walking to my car and everything. And then when they show the salon and they zoom up, that's the feds.
See, I was wondering about that. I was like, damn, she walked around with a camera crew this whole time. Like, what the damn,
No,
yeah. What a waste of money.
no, you know when I'm interacting with the camera, because I'm like, you know, like when I was in the car, you see me interacting. Then at my birthday party, when we came to the house and I had on my suit and I was clapping and stuff, and I had the crystal, and I'm interacting with the camera. It was even an informant in a car with me when I'm driving on the phone. I still can't read. I still cannot think of who that is.
So is that the same informant that they're talking about at the end of it?
No,
Okay,
no.
so that person, I'm curious, what did they get caught doing that they couldn't do the time that they decided they had to snitch?
So this is what happened. There was this girl, and the informant, the informant ended up getting the girl's account number. Now, see, the police officer is saying, "Oh, I formed all these different accounts and things of that nature." See, what I would do is different individuals that would have businesses, then things would be transferred over there. They would snatch the money out, and then, you know, it's as if, okay, it's a business transaction. So it was all types of shit that went along with it, you know, the paperwork and things of that nature, so that everybody could be covered. You know, so
I mean, not to interrupt you, but you know, back to your earlier point about the cop who couldn't figure it out, it was probably because, like, you know, I think they kind of undersold what type of didactic financial teaching you must have had to do for yourself. And I bet you homeboy didn't seem like the type that you know, he might be good at a bowling league or some shit, but he doesn't seem like he can unwind intricate financial trails.
look, the thing is that I never even dealt with that man. You know what I'm saying? He knew me being around Oakland as a socialite. A friend of mine connected us on the phone on the three-way. I was not anticipating being connected on the phone with anyone because I'm always supposed to be kept secret. When I get on the phone, dude knows exactly who he's talking to because he recognized my voice. I didn't even know who the fuck he was, and really still don't, because it's not like we had a conversation. He used to run around with a few of the athletes in Oakland at that time, J.R. Ryder, um, Jason Kidd, Gary Payton,
Payton.
and all of that. You know, I can't really give dude's name because, you know, I don't want no problems if
Right.
anything happened to him. And that's not what type of time I'm on. But the way he did shit, it was real fucked up because I had sent like maybe 400,000. So my whole thing is that go get the money. I told you to order it and handle it. He felt like he was running it. He wasn't. I said, okay, well, if you want to pull yours out little by little, go get my money. So they had to go get me 200,000 because the middleman, they got to turn around and give him that 100 or whatever in the fuck it is that they give him. And then the girl, which he was dogging a girl because he wasn't going to give her no money.
Mm.
The girl ended up getting knocked when she went up in the bank. And they hemmed her up. But what people fail to realize, they only know what you tell them.
Right. Yeah, true indeed.
So, you know, when you sit up there and you be running your mouth, that's why they sit up there and they tell you anything you say can and will be used against you.
And it will, if it can be.
Oh, trust me. Well, I don't know that to be true for myself, but I've seen it because I don't say shit to the police about a
Yeah.
mother thing.
Yeah, it does you no good. Hey, anybody that watches this and is hearing this, there's literally, I mean, ask any defense attorney in the world. There's not one, if they think if they're investing in, you know, interrogating you or whatever, there's not one thing that you can do for yourself by talking to them. And they'll
No,
and they'll say being quiet makes you look guilty, but that's just some shit to get you to talk, so they can get you to tell on yourself, and they'll try to get you to tell you on yourself when you didn't even do it to begin with.
well, the thing about it is once they start talking, then you just need to shut the fuck up. And regardless of how intimidating it is, you need to just shut the fuck up on some real shit.
Yeah,
Because all
agree.
that is going to come back on you and you think it's saving you. Even when motherfuckers is snitching.
Word. But you
All
know,
that,
oh god.
no, all of it. I'm serious.
Oh nah, I'm shit. I'm telling you, I believe you. I know about it. But you know, like I said earlier, I want to talk about some of the more good things. So like what's the funnest night you remember having? And it don't gotta be in Oakland, it could be at any point.
Um, I think the funnest night that I actually had, like my most memorable, was what they show on the show, which is my 30th birthday party. And where I got the black mink coat on and the Bossellini. And I had catered the whole party, and it was prime rib, lobster. I mean, it was just a buffet of food. I just walked through the crowd, passing out bottles of Bollinger, Cristal, Perrier Jouet. You know, I think for me, that was really more, it was very, very memorable. Everybody was there. Yo-Yo flew down. She commentated it and everything because Yolanda and I are very, very close. And, you know, at that time, she was with her baby's father, which is Terry Tahir. I think Terry was playing for the Clippers at that time. But it was good.
Terry DeHare from Seton Hall, the
Yeah,
basketball player.
he live in Jersey.
Yeah, all Big East. Yeah, he a Big East legend, college basketball legend. Man, shout
Yeah,
out Terry DeHare, unless he
yeah.
did your friend dirty then.
No, that's my brother. So that's Yo-Yo's baby daddy.
See, I didn't know that. And you know, it's so interesting. I don't
Yes,
want to
but
keep interrupting you, but I was about to interrupt you and ask you what some people don't know about Yo-Yo. So there you go.
what song they don't know about Yo-Yo?
Well, I mean, there you go. That's something right there. I ain't know Terry DeHare was her baby father. I know Yo-Yo's an underrated rapper. I still got that first Yo-Yo CD.
Yeah, I think one of the songs that people kind of miss, and I know they did miss it, is when she did that song about Pac and Biggie when they both passed away, and Gerald Levert was in it, and then Missy was in the video. I remember Danny Boy was in the video. There was a lot of different celebrities. I was in it, and it was called "Something's on Your Mind." And it had that old school beat. That song "Something's on Your Mind," and she's rapping and she's talking about Pac and Biggie. Like the
Yeah.
shit is fire.
Nah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, I see you a little hip hop head too. Just out of curiosity, in your travels, did you ever run into Big Meech or BMF?
I'm from the D.
Yeah, that's what made me ask.
I'm from the D, and at one point in time, I was styling Trina and Brad, and I remember we had ended up. Brad and I had went to Miami and went and hung out and stuff like that. We ran to Trina, and when we ran into her, I mean, we just really had a good time. Trina showed us a really good time, and we was just all over Miami. And I believe we had went to Levels, and Meech and them were there. And I just remember just kicking and kicking and kicking it. And then the next thing I know, we on a plane on our way to the Bahamas.
With Meech
Just,
and them?
yes, I mean,
Damn, that's what's up.
a lot of my, I mean, well, no, a lot of my people, they're from Detroit. Although Meech didn't know who I was or anything like that, but he was cool with Trina and Brat and all of that. So we just hung out. It was just, on some real fun shit. You don't spend no money. It was so much money being thrown all over the floor, especially when we went to the Rolex Club. Like, I looked at Trina's assistant. I said, bitch, they got all this money on the floor. And he had this backpack. He said, bitch, quit looking at it and pick it up. I started picking it up. I done picked up brat money and everything. I done picked up like at least about 5,000 for brat. I done picked up at least a couple thousand for me. That's how much money it was.
No, I mean, shit, we've all seen the footage. I definitely believe that. So
Yeah.
then, I got a couple questions to go about the stylist career. So when you're styling, particularly like the rappers and the NFL players, you're picking out outfits for them, or is it like you're presenting them a choice? Is you bringing them jewelry? Was you braiding their hair? Like what did it mean for you personally? Because I've heard, stylist means many different things.
No, well, when it comes to what my job and everything is, I make sure that you are pretty much glammed up head to toe. And whatever accessories it is, and depending or contingent upon the artist that I'm dealing with, whether it be athlete, actress, hip hop artist, or whatever, then you kind of like deal with the accessories accordingly. Of course, I'm not going to go to Harry Winston's if I'm going to the BET Awards. I'm not going to do that. I could do something else, kind of like camouflage it, or go to.
Hey, I'm not gonna front. I don't know what Harry Winston's is. What's that?
It's one of your more. It's one of your more prestigious jewelers, just like Van Cleef and Arpels, just like Bulgari. A lot of times people say Bulgari, but it's actually pronounced Bulgari because the V is silent.
I'm
So
hip to that one. I'm good on that one. I knew that one. I swear to God, to this
you
day,
ain't know
that's the best smelling female perfume I've ever smelled. That's my favorite by far.
the Bulgari.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, a lot of people say Bulgari. It's not Bulgari, it's Bulgari.
Yeah.
So
I got corrected by a clerk at Macy's. I'll never forget it. She made me sit there and pronounce it, and when I learned it right, she gave me an employee discount on it.
Oh, well,
I ain't gonna front because like I'm so hip. I had one experience with it,
mm,
or you
see,
know one experience getting corrected. But so what did you do specific, like who did you work with Cash Money?
um, I didn't work directly with Cash Money. I worked with the Rough Riders, you
Okay.
know, DMX and Jadakiss and definitely Eve. Eve was, that's who I really pretty much roll with, but DMX as well too.
Was you getting them leather jerseys?
I did some stuff for him. I don't remember all the work.
When I'm talking about like the Rough Riders, I remember a couple of them videos. They all had like matching leather jerseys and shit like that, like shit I'd never seen before or again, really.
No work. I didn't do that.
Okay, so you got any DMX memories? I mean, I'm sure you do, but what's a good DMX memory?
Um, I had to fly in I had to fly into Philly, and I was styling Eve. They had flew me in and everything, and they were doing. I think that was Made Men. It was the Made Men, Cash Money, and Rough Rider
Oh
thing.
yeah, I remember that tour. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
it ended up being crazy. They ended up fighting or something like that. Something bizarre ended up happening. And I ended up, when I got there, they said X needs some flowers. I had never met DMX before. Earl, as I call him. And so they take me to the trailer, and when I get there, because he's parked right in front of the hotel. And so when I go on the trailer, and they introduce me to X, and they tell him that I'm a stylist, and he was so humble that it just kind of like melted my heart, because he was like, "You gonna give me some clothes? Can you go get some clothes for me?" And I'm looking at him, I'm like, "Nigga, you DMX. The
That's
fuck? Yeah, I'm going to get what I need to do. Yeah." But I was like, "Of course, yeah." He's like, "Okay, what you need? If you need something, then get you something too." And it was smooth like that. It was just smooth.
so
So,
I take it what I, and please don't name any names or anything. Every experience isn't as smooth, huh?
hmm,
I said so. Every experience isn't as smooth as that, huh?
no,
So
no.
out of curiosity, what would you do for Ja Rule and the RZA?
I love Ja Rule, and I work with RZA as well. RZA is family. You
So,
know, we
but I mean, like, what are you doing? Are you picking outfits out for the videos? Like, I mean, I could definitely see Ja Rule, but like the RZA seemed like he got his own style. Like so, and I'm just asking because I don't understand. I ain't never have nobody. I'm a hip hop nerd. Like I've never had nobody on the horn before that can tell me, that can answer these questions for me. I've always wondered what stylists do, because like I know they're vital.
I mean, we're very essential, especially if you don't have a style.
Yeah.
And you're a good stylist, and your stylist ends up becoming very connected to the client. So where we could kind of like vibe with you, know what it is, then you'll trust us. And then we could take you to that point. Even with Ja Rule, he had never even had on a pair of Gucci pants. I had got him the Gucci pants. Irv Gotti didn't want him to put on the Gucci pants because he said that they was too gay. But Ja Rule said, "Fuck that shit. These motherfuckers is tight." You know what I'm saying? So when I work with, and then it's that album that you see, I think it's one of Ja Rule's last album where you see him in red and black, because the only thing he would wear was red and black. That was it. He was adamant about the whole situation. Jonathan I forget Jonathan's last name, but he was the photographer.
Demi?
And hmm,
Jonathan Demi?
no.
No. Mannion?
Who?
Mannion?
He a white boy?
Yeah, I think, but I mean, it's irrelevant. But yeah, so go ahead. So Ja was wearing the red and black and the Gucci pants.
But it was, I mean, but it was good though, you know, because when you look at the album cover now, it's classic.
Yeah,
You
I think. Are you talking about Exodus or Rule 3? I remember the red and black one. I don't remember which one it is, but yeah, that was a good shot.
we're at the bandana, the red and black bandana. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's on my Instagram. I don't feel like going
It,
on,
it's
but
all good. Hey, so who's somebody that you thought that you were impressed with their style? Like you thought they didn't need that much help?
mm, Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yeah.
Hmm. Tracy Ellis Ross. Excuse me. I went to I came to do a photo shoot for Upscale magazine, and I had brought some clothes. And I guess at this particular time, she had been dealing with stylists that didn't really know her at all, you know, in reference to how she dressed, because she's got her own unique style. So
Right.
I done my homework on her, and I ended up getting there. I had a lot of stuff, and she had a lot of stuff. And so what we did is we collaborated and we came together. But it was real easy to dress her because she, you know, she knew and she had style. I mean, the shit was fly. It was just, you know, it was easy.
Do you think Girlfriends is an
Right.
underrated show?
Easy. LisaRaye is easy as hell.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you know, that was a smooth segue about the Tracy Ross, because you know, me and my wife, man, we love Girlfriends. We watched them when it came out. We binge watched them when it was on a streamer a couple years ago. I think that's an underrated show. What you think?
Um, you know, it was different things that was going on, you know, politic wise, and yeah, it is. But you know, that's the industry. And so when you sit up there and you deal with the industry, you just have to kind of be mindful of certain decisions that you're going to make, you know, because it could cost you. It could be very cost effective, like it was. You know, Tracy definitely, you know, she don't have anything to worry about. Probably a lot of the other girls as well, but you know, you got to be real mindful. Sometimes you can't be so cocky. You know, you can't be cocky. You know, it's a certain amount of humility. And again, I don't know everything that was going on. I just know that it didn't turn out so great.
I mean, that's well, yeah, I feel you.
Mm.
I got a couple more. Stylist advice. Do you think fanny packs are ever cool?
So that's, you know, as soon as you say fanny pack, it reminds me of my mother. Because my mother, she always, you know, she got fly fanny packs, Chanel fanny packs.
Yeah,
Louis.
I was about to say your mom's was killing it on that show. Shout out to moms.
Yeah,
My mom's got flair. I was
yeah,
digging moms.
yeah, she's funny. So, I mean, the fanny packs are convenient. I mean, I don't have one. Like, maybe because I got so much stuff that, you know, I can't even put them all in there. You know, put everything in there. So,
Word. I saw something that you said you began up at like 5:30 or 4:30, and you know, I mean that's I think some of that's a post incarceration thing for people in general, but I know you don't just get up and be looking at the wall. So what you get up and be doing that early?
You so funny. When I get up, it really doesn't matter pretty much what time. It might be 5:30. It might be 5 or something like that. But I just wake up when God tapped me. And so when he tapped me, I just wake up, because it's a blessing to be able to wake up because everyone does not wake up. And so
Yeah.
what I do is I'll meditate, I'll fix my coffee, and I'll sit there, in the bathroom. But and I just pretty much, I meditate and I think about the amount of gratitude that I'm feeling and things that I need to make sure is in a chronological order for the day. So and then of course I look at the news because I want to stay current. And I start checking my email and things of that nature. So, that's what I do.
What are you into now professionally? Because I know your story don't end with an episode of American Gangster on BET.
No, it's more to come. It is. It's more to come. I ended up. I landed a role in a movie, and so
Congratulations.
I haven't. Thank you. I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but I just start filming like on the 19th and the 20th. But then I also have a book that's coming out. So everything with the book is being revised. It's being revised so that they could look at it, make sure that the editing is okay and things of that nature.
Got you. And do you still do stylist stuff?
It depends on who it is. Not for everyone. No.
What's your criteria?
I mean, I just don't have time for the bullshit.
Oh no, I can dig it.
I really don't. I don't have time for the bullshit. I don't care. I mean, when I was on set and styling, it was money to be made. Now they want you to come and do backflips and
No, I can definitely dig it. Like, ain't no point in doing something if it's at the expense of receiving positive energy.
No, I mean, I just feel like me, myself, personally, I'm more into a humanitarian position where I have an obligation because there's a lot of kids out here that need to be really schooled. And so that's the direction that I'm going in.
Schooled about what?
I mean, they need to, it's a lot of stuff out here that I feel as though is disrespectful.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, it's a lot of queens out here where they'll deal with these guys, these straight guys or whatever, and so on and so forth. And they know the guy's straight. They know he got going on, whatever he got going on at the house, but then they want to sit up there and they want to bust them out. To me, I think that's a no-no because you knew the job was dirty when you signed up for it. So why are you fucking with him? You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing that? So I just feel like there's a certain amount of etiquette that one needs to be able to uphold because I'm not looking to have no bad name. But when you hear, bitches out here being messy, then that's what the guys be looking at like, I ain't fucking with them, they messy as hell. And everybody is not like that.
So you think you can help school youngins on some etiquette?
Well, of course, because that's what it comes from, a lack of etiquette and integrity and discernment. Why not?
Oh
Who
yeah,
don't want,
I mean, of course, why not?
yeah, why not be a better you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How about recidivism? Do you have any plans on getting into helping keeping people out of jail?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of stuff that I want to, I have a bucket list, but how I organize my things are I have a long-term goal and I have short-term goals. And so what I do is accomplish the short-term goals first
Right.
and then right into the long-term goals. And no sooner than I've achieved the both of them, then I have another set of short-term goals along with the long-term goals. Does that make sense?
Man, most certainly. I mean, and the only reason I asked about the receiver, it just seems like you have a sense of grace about you. You know, like you seem like a benevolent person.
Well, thank you. That's
Yeah,
appreciated.
I
It
mean,
is.
you was on an American Gangster show, and I know that's usually presented as sensational as possible. Let's not say to make you look bad, but to make you look as successful as a criminal as possible. And to me, it just shone through like what a triumphant spirit you have. And you know, speaking of that episode, I'm curious, what do you think that when you heard it, it was beautiful when LisaRaye said, "I held his hand then, and I'll hold her hand now." Like the first time you heard that.
Um, I start crying.
I'm not gonna front. I did too.
Yeah, I start crying. You know, it's because she really do love me. Like that's my girl. She really is. And that was just like, it was amazing.
It was, and she held you down when you was doing your bid and everything.
Yeah, she did. It's business.
Everybody don't do that, especially celebrities, I'd imagine.
Yeah, a lot of, I mean, well, shit, as you heard, a lot of them left me.
Oh
I
yeah, I mean
mean,
that's one thing about doing time. You find out who your real friends are.
well, yeah, I found out. I mean, I don't think what hurt me the most, is it wasn't so much that they left me, but these were relationships that I had established with these people and connecting them with my family. And once I got indicted, they didn't just leave me, they left them as well. And so
Right.
my sister and brother didn't understand that, and my mother, she just know how to keep it moving, and although it is hurtful, but she could be real dismissive when it comes to pain and that type of thing. But I know for a fact when it came down to it, my little sister is the one who is like the responsible one. And she just couldn't believe it. And so she has really a lack of trust for anyone outside of her circle. She learned very well. She learned very well. And so did my little brother.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of hard lessons come out of that. I'm truly sorry they had to they had to go through that.
Mm,
You know, we've been speaking a lot of affirmations, and you know, I remember another thing that stood out to me. You said Mariah Carey made you aware of what you're worth. And I'm sure you don't remember what she said verbatim, but how was some of the ways that she would communicate that to you?
Um, when I ended up, I never forget, I had a house in Studio City. And I think Brat was there because I met Mariah through Brat. And when I met Mariah, it was just, I mean, we hit it off good. It was fun. And she had to do MTV, TRL, 106 in Park, Access Hollywood, Entertainment Tonight. And I needed to dress her for all of that. And the crazy thing about it, I didn't even have to go to the stores and go and get it because Mariah has so much stuff in her closet. So I just pretty much pulled stuff out the closet, organized it, and that type of thing. She called me a day before, and she said, "Dwayne, I need these Manolo blinded Timberland boots. I need them to be studded out, blah, 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 because they think such and such is the first one with these Timberland boots, with the stilettos, and I am the one that Manola Blahnik ended up making them for initially. So she told me, you know, she wanted these boots. I got the studs, I studded them all out. She sent a car for me. She flew me out. She flew me out, first class, private jet, got there and gave her the boots and all of that. I studied everything out for Mariah at that particular time. And it just ended up being a success because when you look at it, when Mariah was doing the press, you'll see those boots. She looked like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz because they was all glittery and stuff. And what Mariah did, you know, she had paid me. And so when she had paid me, I was like, MC, this is too much. I said, are you sure? She said, you need to know your worth. She said, you are worth every bit of this and more.
That's what's up. Shout out Mariah Carey.
Not no little money, because Miss Mariah is not cheap at all.
I'm sure.
She is not no cheap bitch.
I'm sure about that. What was dealing with the athletes like? I mean, I don't want to get you, Joan, talking bad about nobody, but to my assessment, I never would say that Terrell Owens and Ray Lewis were amongst the most fashionable of individuals.
I mean, well, I done style them all the time.
Oh yeah. No, I'm saying the times that you did style them, it might have been a harder task than others. Oh yeah, no, I'm in no way, shape, or form implying that any of their more questionable fashion choices were because of you.
Oh no, I've never been on the hot list. I'm not concerned about that.
Yeah, I can dig it.
That's the thing I'm concerned about. I ain't never been on the hot list like that. Not for one outfit. But well, it was one. And I was forced to do it. Brett was adamant about wearing this ugly ass SpongeBob motherfucking outfit. It was a disaster, but that's what she wanted. But Terrell Owens, I dressed him for the ESPY Awards. When I dressed him for the ESPY Awards, he was fly.
With a black suit, like in a black shirt, I think.
Yeah, but it also was like a 3/4 length YSL blazer, and it was fitted and really, really nice. I had it contoured. And then
I remember that. That was a dope suit.
Yeah, I mean, I made sure he was fly. And then Ray Lewis, I did his calendar. Him and LisaRaye did a calendar together. It was a period piece. So I ended up doing a period piece and everything, and it ended up.
What was the period?
I mean, it was just like they did a Bonnie and Clyde thing. They did an Egyptian thing. They did Google it.
Shit, I will definitely.
Remember all of the months?
See, that's why I said I want to talk about your highlights, man. You got so many accomplishments.
Yeah, that's a whole lot.
Hell yeah. Like shit, you need your flowers.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. People, you know, they acknowledge you, and maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't really be worried about it. I know I did it.
I heard that. Did you ever have to replace Young Bird's chain in an emergency incident?
No. I know Young Bird when he was wait a minute. What was his name? No, I don't want you to say it. Let me think. Damn. It was not Young Bird. It was not always Young Bird. That's crazy. I got such a brain fart. Anyway, he was a little boy. It was him, Bow Wow, Romeo, him, Bow Wow, Romeo, him, Bow Wow, Romeo, and it's another one. One of them other little rugrats, Lil Wayne. They was all around the same age. And Young Bird was from Chicago. And I never forget, he used to always come back and forth from Chicago with these guys. They were trying to get him signed, you know, because he was hot. I forget his name. Damn. I forget what his name. It was not no damn Young Bird. It was Young something. I can't remember. I have to think of it. That's killing me because I remember when he was like a little boy or whatever. But, you know, before all of the foolishness happened with him, that's when I knew him, before he got signed and everything. I cannot remember what his name used to be. It was not Young Bird. It was something else.
It's all good.
No, it's just killing me.
Oh no, I can dig it. Shit like that be fucking with me too. What do you be listening to now?
I like Pooh Shiesty. I like The Baby. I like Lil Baby. I like Megan Thee Stallion. I like Cardi B. I like Mulatto. You know, and then of course I got my smooth shit. You know, I fuck with some loose ends, Alexander O'Neal, Maze. You know what I'm saying? Layla Hathaway. You know, I'm all across the board.
Out of all these travels, what's your favorite city?
I like New York. New York is fun. I have a good time every time I go.
Any particular borough? And what's your opinion of Manhattan / Harlem?
I take them all. Like I love New York for real.
I can dig it. Did you listen to a lot of Dipset?
No.
No. What New York rap would you say you listen to the most of?
Biggie.
You can't go wrong there.
Yeah, Biggie, Jay-Z, Kim, Foxy. Love Foxy.
Now, I swear Foxy's so underrated. That the album that got Broken Silence, man. I think that song 730 on there is like I feel like that's one of the top 10 female rap songs and like ever, and people don't even really know about it.
Yeah, Foxy is Inga, as I call her. I love her to death. I mean, the girl, she's a lyricist for real.
Yeah, definitely.
Like no games at all. So is Kim, all of them. You know, all of them.
Yeah, like yeah, you know, and a lot of them girls you was just naming. You know, I'm in my 40s, and a lot of cats in their 40s probably don't be checking for that shit. But you know, if you go listen to them, Mulatto, Saweetie, man, definitely Cardi and May, man, they can flow. They got bars.
Yeah, what Mulatto be saying? I thought I'd ask back, see if he gonna catch it. What she say? I ain't athletic, but the tennis for the next.
Oh, I don't be knowing all them jumps like that. I just know I got respect for them.
Yeah, no, I mess with them though. I love it though, because they just living their truth.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and they enjoying themselves.
Now I'm with you. Like I got this concept. I call it old mind, and I feel like you just like lock your brain at a certain level, and then you won't accept no new shit. Like when old people, when they switch the brands at the grocery store, they get mad. And I already see people my age talking about when we was young, rap was this and that, And I'm like, man, nah, there's always new good music.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I was telling a girlfriend of mine that, you know, she's just like, this music, because she had an issue with, you know, Little Nas X on the BET thing or whatever. And I just was like, to me, it's really not no big deal. Everybody is just making it more than what it needs.
What she had issue with him kissing homeboy?
Yeah, I mean, there were, you know, a lot of times.
But don't they show Tyler Perry movies on BT that have gay relationships?
But you know what they do? You know, but when they kiss, you have to look at the actors. They peck. But when Little Nas X did it, which I didn't think anything was wrong with it, but him and the boy was tongue kissing like deeply on the stage. So it was a few people that was offended by it, but it's just because it's something that they're not accustomed to seeing.
But I bet they love The Wire.
You so silly.
Shit, I mean, if Omar ain't got you ready to accept that on film, I don't know. Like, you know, like I said earlier, I never had no hate in my heart, but I definitely feel like I only know it's my attitudes evolved, but my knowledge has evolved. Because, you know, growing up in the 90s, we ain't have no internet. And like, for instance, I never would have met a person like yourself, you know, and like, I love the opportunity, you know, like I love to learn. And you know, before we you know, get your socials and everything, that's the last thing I want to ask you. You know, a lot of transgender people on social media have a voice that seems to be like more part of cancel culture and trying to find things wrong with what people say. And I'm just curious if like how is intent measured? Because like if I did say something on accident, I would most certainly not be trying to offend somebody.
Say that again.
Well, like you know, it seems like a lot of people are scared that if they say the wrong thing, they're gonna get canceled. And I feel like dealing, like talking to you, like you real regular. And if I said something that was wrong on accident, you know, I didn't mean to say it, you would just like, you know, pull my coat on what to say the right way.
Exactly. I mean, that's how it is. Everything is about education. I still have, like, my brother and sister, I mean, they, just because I've transitioned, that doesn't necessarily mean that they have transitioned, because they've known me as he for so long. You know, certain people, especially when they're new, like you, then yeah, she is preferred to come from you because you don't know me, you know. But when it comes to my family, then it's a different type of movement. And people have to just kind of be cognizant of, you know, what they're saying, and especially with the pronouns. And if you don't know the proper pronoun, then just say the person's name.
Well, see, I'm good with the pronouns. I get mixed up if I'm supposed to say transvestite or transgender
No,
or just yeah.
that is very negative. You don't say transvestite.
Got you.
Yeah, even in my movie role that they gave me, they had, like, on my part, transvestite. I said, what the fuck? I said, oh no, do you understand? If any of, you know, because my people could be very critical of the LGBTQ, they don't play no games at all, period. I said, y'all need to remove this shit. I said, what would be the transgender's name, not transvestite? That is just so fucking negative. So, you know, but a lot of people don't know because they go by the old verbiage
Right.
of what we used to say. And it's just a matter of remixing it and then making people aware. So,
I mean, well, thank you. You hit me to it. I'll never say it again.
yeah, you just, yeah, that's terrible.
Well,
Anything.
like I said, I ain't really had an occasion to use either one of them for a minute. But like, you know, I've been around people and know what pronouns to use, and that usually, like, or you said like just say somebody's name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I ain't been giving no speeches about how I feel about no groups or nothing. You know, if I meet people, I talk to them.
Right, as it should be. You know,
Got,
that's how it should be. We
got
don't.
you. You don't.
No, not at all. Not even. You know, that's what it's about, education and just knowing. You know, it's you're only ignorant if you don't want to be educated in reference to what it is that you don't know, and then you want to keep automatically assuming some shit that is fucking incorrect.
I just want people to feel safe and have the same opportunity.
Exactly.
So, you know, that last thing, you know, before we get out of here, what can people be checking you for? You know, where can they find you on social media? What platforms good to find you at? All that good stuff.
My Instagram is Dwayne, D is in Delta, W is in Whiskey, E is in Echo, N is in November, THE original, ORIGINAL, Diva, Dwayne the original Diva, DIVA. So that's my Instagram. And then, you know, only thing they need to do is just type my name in on Facebook, which is Dwayne Curry.